Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, today we have some updates from Linux Mint. Of course, there's been some discussion about changing around the menu, and we finally get a preview of what that looks like. So there will be a link to their blog post down in the description of this video if you want to read it yourself. But this is what is new. First up, thanks to all of the people out there. And the first thing that they wanted to address here is improved support for keyboard layouts. And this is actually the biggest changes mostly under the hood, and this actually fixes Cinnamon with Wayland. So this is an improvement for Wayland, but also switches it out from just manipulating the keyboards to other forms of inputs as well. So what they did here is they have better keyboard support, and they say here in the past, keyboard settings and keyboard applets only really handled traditional keyboard layouts. Going forward, layouts and IBUS input methods will be presented in the keyboard settings alongside each other as if they were the same. So you have a variety of options in there. This had to do, and also here's what it looks like on the keyboard applet if you're using that. For people with a need to change that. And ultimately what this had to do with was Wayland support. They use libgnome KDBD as their old keyboard handler, which only worked under X. So of course that was not going to work as a viable solution going forward. And so that has been replaced. So their new keyboard systems will work a lot better under Wayland. So in the past, their keyboard systems under Wayland only worked under US English. Only now they will work for everywhere. So if you've been waiting for that change for the keyboards, also the on-screen keyboard has been improved with changing the package as well, so it will work also. Now, the biggest news is the menu, so we'll spend most of our time talking about this. And this is effectively what the menu change is going to be. You'll notice it's not radically different, and it does add the major thing that it adds to this is the ability to add your folders to the side of the menu. And I actually initially I'm like, I don't know, is that necessary or not? And I think it is. The one thing I don't like about this picture they're showing us here is our categories don't have the images in them. Whereas if you actually use the larger icons, it will. So they have the larger icons here. So as long as I can turn these guys on, I like that. I really just kind of want to see them without having to turn on the large icons. But I don't know. We'll play with it when I actually get a chance to see what it looks like. Overall, though, I really like the menu. Just to see how that relates, let me go ahead and show you my desktop view over here. And here's my desktop view, and this is actually what the Cinnamon menu looks like now. Now, this is one older version. I think the latest version of Cinnamon also has your icon at the top. I think it does. Maybe it doesn't. I can't remember. I thought I've seen it on my one computer I keep on Edge, but I can't remember. This is not that computer. You see we have our favorites pinned over here. We have our power options on the side, a search bar, and then we have our nice application menu over here. So the new one here, what it's going to do is it's going to take your power options and move those over to the top and in line with the search bar, and it will give you your user icon there as well. And I really like this. I think this is a great improvement. It's going to take some getting used to finding that new option over there, but that is actually something that I'll be looking forward to. I actually really do like those because what you'll notice here that I actually keep my folder pinned to my taskbar so I can open it to access folders. It will be radically more convenient to be able to just click over here and click on the folder that I need, because I do use that nearly every time I'm on this particular computer. And we still have our favorite applications. Now they're pinned closer to the bottom rather than up near the top. So overall, I think that this is a wonderful improvement over what they are doing. This is the new panel, tool to manage it. Curiously, though, this is not like I was just looking. The only way I found to access this is to right click and configure the menu. I wish there were actually an app in the settings panel to do this. If it exists, I can't find it. So it'd be really nice if we could access this from the settings panel as well, so we could access it other than right clicking the menu. So that would be my point that I would like to see. But what you'll see here on the places is you can actually customize which places are shown. So if you do not need to see certain things, like like most of my computers, I generally don't actually use the downloads folder. Most of my computers, I download stuff right to the desktop and deal with it immediately. So on those computers, I would turn this feature off. I'd turn off the downloads folder. I'm not typically inclined to use it. But I do use, like, I probably would turn off music on most of my computers. I don't usually go into that folder. But videos, I definitely use the video folder, as that's where I keep the archive of my recorded videos on this computer until they make it into their backups. So it's really nice that we can customize what places are there. And then you can see that you can turn off the sidebar now entirely if that's not useful for you. You can turn off your avatar entirely. You can turn off favorites and turn off recents. And of course, they have a couple different options down here just to show you different configurations. This is with the larger icons, and you'll see that we do have our icons back here. So that's actually pretty nice. And then here's an example with no sidebar at all. Of course, they're also showing us more of a light theme instead of a dark theme. So without a sidebar at all, you can still access your power options at the top with the search bar. But then you could actually put in a favorites. You'll notice up here, you'll notice that there's favorites and recent files up here. So you could actually put that directly down into this menu here, so you could still access those without having to have them on the sidebar. So that really is the upcoming changes. No specific word on exactly when that's coming out. Presumably, though, that's going to roll out to Cinnamon. Presumably, this will be the menu that is released with the new LMDE that's going to be coming out soon, that is still in the beta. So we will keep you abreast as to any further changes of that. Overall, I really think this is a nice, a really good solution. So let me know your thoughts about it in the comments down below.